guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today is the day where I explain to you exactly what this channel's about, who I am, what I do, and I'm going to be answering some of your questions that I asked you to send me via Instagram, and I got some really good ones, so thank you for all those wonderful questions. First of all, thank you all so much for subscribing. It means so much to me, and I wasn't expecting as many of you to subscribe as you did, so it was a very nice surprise for me. I've had some lovely feedback from you, so thank you. Right, so a bit about me, my background. I am obviously from Yorkshire, as you can probably tell from my accent, and I grew up there until the age of 21. I was a beauty therapist back in Yorkshire for 3 years, and then I won a beauty pageant called Miss England, which was one of the best things that ever happened to me, because from that I then became a model. I moved to London and I met Danny, and the rest is history. So with my background of being a beauty therapist, being a model, there'll be quite a bit on my channel beauty related, so tips and beauty hacks, how I do certain makeup looks, how I do my hair. I've had a lot of requests for this one. I will also be doing fashion, style, there'll be a lot of style in the bump. As you've probably seen from my Instagram, I'm quite keen on my fitness, so stay tuned on my Instagram and on YouTube for workout videos. Anyway, moving on to question and answer. So I've not actually pre-read these, so there might be some naughty ones in here, I just don't know. Okay, so _Sydney_Crowley_. What is your favourite part of being pregnant so far? Good question. Well, now that I've got a bump, I'm really enjoying it, because anyone that's been pregnant or is pregnant knows that you go through this stage of just feeling really bloated, really wobbly, just a bit naff. And when eventually this little bump came, I was like, oh my God, I'm pregnant now. There's actually a child in there. And also seeing people's reactions when they notice that you're pregnant. People actually smile at you. People talk, which is great, because that's what it was like before I moved to London back in Yorkshire. So yes, that is a really good part of being pregnant. Okay, this is an interesting one actually. Geek Chic X. As someone who's done pageants myself, I was so overwhelmed with it all and had no confidence. Taking part did increase my confidence, but I'm now too old to take part anymore. A lot of people still believe pageants are all about looks. What advice can you give? Okay, so first things first, beauty pageants are not just about looks. I've had numerous debates with some very lovely feminists that are very anti beauty pageants, and I'm on the complete other side of the fence. So for me, taking part in Miss England, number one, increased my confidence massively. You are surrounded by some of the most amazing girls, believe it or not, because people think it's catty and horrible, and everyone just builds each other up. It's like, sounds cheesy, it's very much girl power. Everyone is in it for the same reason, to make themselves a better person, to learn more about themselves, to do so much for charity. The platform you have, if you want to work with charities, is massive. Or if you want to talk about some issues that are really close to your heart, it's an amazing way to do it. I just can't explain how my confidence, I don't know where it came from, but suddenly I became this young woman, and my mum and dad just said, you know, they couldn't believe the change in me. Also, so for me, I think if you've got something that you're passionate about, so I was very passionate about hearing loss, working with deaf charities, and that was one of my main goals. So if you've got something like that you really want to push, then it's just a brilliant way to do it. Obviously, you know, looks are part of it, but it's the same with a modelling competition. You know, like Britain's Next Top Model, for instance, that is purely looks. It doesn't get half the backlash that Miss England or Miss World does. If you are thinking about doing it, go for it. You'll have such a good time and it's just a great experience. Okay, so this is, I don't know whether I should answer this question because I'm gonna get in trouble with my dad. Oh, I don't even know how to pronounce this. Cardamini. How many tattoos do you have? Can you tell me what each one is? Thanks. I mean, I should say I've got none, but that's not true. Sorry, Dad. I have got one, and some of you might have seen it recently on my Instagram because I've been wearing bikinis. I have got a small outline of a heart just on my side here. Me and two of my best friends, Jess and Sophie, went and got them done together. Yeah, so just one. Okay, so this is a good one. Hey, it's Magic asked me, how do you find the courage to go to the gym so often? I need motivation. I try my best, but sometimes I just don't want to go. Okay, this is purely making yourself do it. So there are days when I get up and I cannot be bothered. I have zero motivation. I'm like, no, I'll just stay in my pajamas and send some emails and I won't bother going to the gym. It's so easy to talk yourself out of it. But my best tip is to, as soon as that alarm goes off, no snoozing, just be like, right, getting up, have your gym kit there ready at the side of the bed, get straight into it, give yourself no chance to talk yourself out of that workout and get your bum to the gym. Lack of motivation is so normal and everybody gets it, even the biggest gym bunnies in the world that are personal trainers and in the gym every single day have days where they don't want to go to the gym, trust me. And if you don't want to go to the gym, do a workout at home. There's some way back on my Instagram you can follow. There will be some coming soon on the YouTube channels. Gyms are scary places, especially the weights section where all the men are making grunting noises. Hold your head up high, go in there. So many people don't know what they're doing in there. If you get in there and you're like, oh my God, just get on the treadmill and walk. Either do a power walk or a jog or an uphill walk, anything. Just to get your body moving, your blood pumping and your heart working. Okay, Kaz256 asked me, do you think it's hard sometimes to break away from being Danny Jones's wife? Good question. Or she's married to Danny from McFly. I know sometimes I find it hard to break away from being mummy, and I just wanted to know how you do it and find yourself getting taken seriously. That's a really good question because actually that is something that I get a hell of a lot. Often I'll be in situations and someone will be like, oh hi Danny, how are you? And Danny will introduce me and they kind of look at me, you know, shake my hand or whatever, and then focus back to Danny, and they might as well have their back turned to me, which is so annoying. And I'll always try and push myself into that conversation, make them talk to me. But sometimes people just aren't interested in me. And at first I found it quite difficult because obviously I'd come from being Miss England where I was being interviewed all the time and everybody wanted to talk to me at events. And then I went to not being Miss England anymore, going out with Danny and being kind of the girl in the background that people weren't that bothered about talking to. So at first it was a little bit of a struggle, but now I just force myself into the conversation. And if they genuinely don't want to talk to me, I leave that conversation once it's finished going, okay, you're not a nice person. Not gonna give you the time of day anymore. And it's as simple as that. I try really hard to make people aware that I'm more than just Danny's wife. I have my own career. I am a real person. I have a personality. And I think Danny is very, very good at making people aware that I am not just his wife. M. Halford. What made you get into fitness lifestyle and how do you keep yourself motivated? I've already kind of answered the motivated question, but what got me into fitness? Okay, so when I was a lot younger than I am now, I was maybe about 10, my dad had a heart attack. and it was a big one, but he was healthy and he exercised. His one downfall was he's a smoker. Well, he's not anymore, he was a smoker. And 10 years later, Dad had another heart attack. He is an absolute trooper, my dad. Won't let a heart attack keep him down. This time, obviously I was a little bit older, I was about 20-ish, and the nurse sat down with me and my sister, and I've always been slim, I've always been a size 8, so I hadn't really exercised much, and at that point I was young and I could eat whatever I wanted. Now not so much. Anyway, so this nurse sat us down and she kind of focused on me in particular because my sister did exercise, and she told me that my heart was probably a lot more, even though I was slimmer than my sister, my heart was probably a lot less healthy than my sister Lauren's, which really hit home to me. And she said it's so important that you work your heart out because it's a muscle, it keeps you alive. So that really hit home to me, and I suddenly thought, oh my gosh, I need to be fit, I need to do something about this. And that's where my drive and my motivation to start working out came from. So guys, work out, do some exercise, even if it's an hour's walk a day. Make sure your little heart's healthy. So Little Life of Kate asks, is there anything about yourself that you aren't comfortable with or confident about? Thank you, Kate. Yes, absolutely. Mine is my legs. So I have a thing about my legs. The Horsley girls all have lovely thick thighs. Thanks, mum. And veins. So I've got really bad veins in my legs that are very visible. I also have a varicose vein, which is great at the age of 30, ripe old age of 30. Fabulous. Had to wear flight socks on the holiday, which was really attractive considering I was in a dress. So that is my one thing, my legs. Okay, so this is a good question. So Literal Mentes, I think that's what it says. I'm really sorry if I'm reading these wrong. It says, hi Georgia, when you first met Danny, did you know right away he was the one? No. Actually, I was at a really funny point in my life where I actually was just coming out of a relationship, and we were introduced to each other by somebody we weren't actually that keen on. So I assumed that that was his friend and he was maybe like that person, vice versa. So we were a bit like, oh, they're probably not a very nice person. And then later on in the evening, my friend that was with me thought these like mini burgers that had come out were just like canapes that had been brought out. Danny had ordered these burgers, whoops, and that's how we actually got talking. And he invited me on a date the next day, and I was so hideously hungover I actually couldn't go. A whole year after that, Danny kept asking me on dates and I kept turning him down. What a mean person I am. But number one, I just don't think I really wanted a relationship. Number two, I wasn't sure I wanted a relationship with a pop star because I thought he was probably just gonna, you know, have a bit of fun with me and then move on to the next one, because you stereotype people, don't you? And that's what you think, which is terrible. And Danny was not like that at all. Anyway, so a year later, I'd been off traveling. Danny had gone on a world tour. We were still in touch, and I was talking to my mum, and she'd asked, she'd said, oh, you know, are you still any boys on the cards? And I was like, oh, well, I'm still, Danny keeps asking me on a date, but you know, I don't really know. And she was like, oh, for God's sake, what have you got to lose? Just go on a date with him. So thanks, mum. So I did. So I messaged him and I said, how about that date then? And he took me to a Waffle House in St Albans, which was the dream. And I ordered, just believe it or not, I ordered a starter waffle, a dessert waffle, and a mug of Horlicks. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking. Usually on a first date, you're like, oh, I'll just have a you know, not much to eat. I don't want to like bloat, you know, and you'll have a drink to make yourself a little bit less nervous. No, mug of Horlicks. And from that moment on, we were pretty much inseparable. So that's how we met. Oh. And that concludes my Q&A for today. Stay tuned for next week's video and I shall see you then. Bye!